Hey everyone, my name is Jessie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my April TBR with my Roll the Dice game, which we will get to after I talk about these first 4 books that I know I'm most going to prioritize for the month of April because they are all for various commitments that we'll get into. So the first book I'm going to talk about is for the Shelf Space Book Club that I run here on Booktube. And as a reminder, this is my last month actually hosting the book club. Next month, starting in May, Alan over at the Library of Allenxandria will actually be taking over the book club due to me having a child due in May. So thank you again, Alan, for taking over Shelf Space so that we can keep the community going. So this month, for the month of April, we will be reading The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington, and our guest host is none other than Jade over at Bedtime Bookworm. So I love that this is our pick for this month, especially with Jade, because I've heard this series compared to Wheel of Time most often, and I know Jade is a huge Wheel of Time fan. I personally didn't love The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, so I wasn't going to continue on with Wheel of Time as a series. However, I did have a lot of interest in checking this out because really Wheel of Time just didn't work for me, only because of the writing style that Robert Jordan had. So if I end up really enjoying James Islington's writing style, I'll be very excited because I love all of those classic fantasy tropes. So I'm really excited to get to this one. If you want to join us, I will link all of the information for the Discord and Jade's channel down below so that you can check all of that out. The next book I know I have to read is for the continuation of our Grisha read-along that myself, Jashana, and Liene from Liene's Library are all hosting, leading up to the Netflix show that is debuting this month. I am so excited for that. And so I know I will have to read Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, the third and final book in the Grisha trilogy, leading up to our live show, which will happen the weekend before the show drops. So I believe that's April 14th or 15th. I'm going to put the date and time right here. And this live show will be hosted on my channel, so I will have Jashana and Liene join me for that weekend, and we will chat all about Ruin and Rising, and I'm really excited about it. This is a reread for me. I have been loving my reread of this series so far. I've been loving doing these live shows, so I'm so excited to get to Ruin and Rising. The next book I know I have to read is for Ella and I's buddy read. Every month we've been doing a buddy read together. If you want to see the buddy reads that we have announced for the remainder of the year, I will link my announcement and Elle's announcement videos down below for those buddy reads. But this month we are buddy reading Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron, which I'm really excited to get to. I think that it's more of a young adult fantasy revolving around witch type magic, and this character who doesn't have magic of her own, so potentially makes a deal with this dark entity to get magic or something like that. I'm really excited. I think it sounds fantastic, and I've definitely been more in the mood for young adult fantasy recently, so I'm glad that this is the book for this month. And then the last book that I would love to get to this month is Winds of Strife by U.G. Gutman. So this is a self-published book that was so kindly sent to me by the author. Thank you so much, Yuri, for sending this to me. I've been so excited to get to it. I've heard amazing things going around the community about this book. The cover is absolutely stunning, and it is the official book for the Shelf Published in Discord server. So if you didn't know, there are a bunch of people in the Shelf Space community that came up with this amazing idea of creating a sister server in Discord to focus specifically on self-published books every month. So every month there's a different self-published book that we all read together, and this month it is Winds of Strife. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to check it out and hopefully love it. And the rest of the books I am going to leave up to chance, so let's go ahead and start the rolling to see what the rest of my TBR has in store for me. All right, roll number 1. Number 1, that is Wrath by John Gwynne, the 4th and final book in the Faithful and the Fallen series. So I'm going to erase and replace. And I've replaced that with Heart of Flames by Nikki Palpretto. So let's do roll number 2. That's number 8. That is The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abby Duray. I'm so excited to read this one. I've heard nothing but the most amazing things. So this will be book number 2, and I will erase and replace. And I have replaced that with Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. So let's do roll number 3. Number 6. That is Ring Shout by Peter Jelly Clark, another one I have heard nothing but good things about. So I'm so excited to be getting to this one next month, hopefully, and that will be book number 3. And I have replaced that with The Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. So let's do roll number 4. That is number 10. Number 10 is Vile Artistry by June Chevalier, which I'm so excited to get to. This was so kindly sent to me by the author. So thank you, June, again for sending this to me. I can't wait to read it. So that will be book number 4. And I have now replaced that with The Death Wish Game by Jonathan Chateau. So let's do roll number 5. And that is number 7, which is once again The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I had this on my TBR for last month. Let's see if I can actually get to it this time on this month's TBR. And that was the 5th and final roll. Okay, so not a lot of sequels, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed that there's not more sequels that were rolled this month, but that's okay. This is, again, just kind of a mood-based TBR where I can kind of pick from all of these books whatever I'm most in the mood for. So let's go over those books once more. The first book that was rolled is, thank goodness, a sequel, and that is Wrath by John Gwynne. I finished Ruin last month, and the series just keeps getting better and better. Malice was really amazing. The first half of Malice, I would say, was probably the weakest part of this whole series, but then Malice, that second half, was perfection. Valor was unbelievable. Ruin was even more amazing. I have nothing but good things to say about this series at this point. I'm so invested. I'm so in love with this world and these characters, and I just am so terrified to see where it all ends up. I've heard that Wrath does not disappoint, so I'm so excited to finally be finishing The Faithful and the Fallen this month. The next book that I rolled is The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abby Duray, and this book I've heard is absolutely stunning. It is an adult contemporary about this girl who lives in Nigeria and basically follows multiple years of her life and her battle for getting an education. And I think that it sounds so powerful, so beautiful. I love these types of like coming of age, multi-year stories that stretch over one character's life. So I'm so excited to get to this. I think I'm going to absolutely love it. The next book I rolled was Ring Shout by Peter Jelly Clark, which is a novella, so I'll definitely be prioritizing this one and hopefully have time to get to it because I've heard nothing but good things about this book. Everyone seems to love Ring Shout. I know Peter Jelly Clark has another book coming out this year that everyone is anticipating, so I'm just so excited to start reading more from this author, and I feel like Ring Shout is a great place to start because everyone has seemed to love this book. It is a historical fiction with this fantasy twist on it that follows these characters that live in the 1910s, and it follows these characters in a world where the Ku Klux Klan is kind of rising, but the Ku Klux Klan has become these actual like monster creatures that they have to fight, and it just sounds fantastic. I love the concept of this. I'm so excited to see what all the hype is about. It is one of my 5-star predictions, so let's hope that this is a 5-star book. The next book I rolled was Vile Artistry by June Chevalier, which was so kindly sent to me by the author in exchange for an honest review. I'm so excited to get to this. It sounds like a very dark, fantasy story. It says, Lilia, a girl with the ability to transform into shadow, is banished from her tribe and finds herself a new home under the foster care of a lord. Already sounds cool. Her recklessness soon causes her to make a mistake, which results in her tribe's safety being compromised. Her lord father is then tasked with locating her tribe under the pressure of the Inquisition. Lilia is thus torn between two choices: redeeming herself by saving her tribe from destruction, or saving her stepfather who has taken her and loved her as his own. For if he refuses to take up the task, he would be accused of protecting outlaws and is thus liable to death by hanging. Sounds really cool. From that first sentence with the girl being able to transform into a shadow, I just love that kind of stuff. So I'm super excited to be getting to this one. And then the last book I rolled is, again, this was on last month's TBR and I just did not have time to get to it, but House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I'm sure you've heard about this. It is everywhere. Everyone loves it. Everyone says it's the sweetest hug of a book ever, the cutest characters. I know I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna love it. I just haven't had time to get to it. So hopefully this is the month. Hopefully. I'm crossing my fingers because I know I'm gonna love it. And I know it's gonna put me in the best mood ever. So there you have it. That is my tentative April TBR. I don't plan on actually being able to read every single one of these. If I can, that would be amazing. And if you saw any that you are really excited about or that you've read and loved, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. And what are you most excited to read in the month of April? Definitely let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.